Right, it's another rainy Sunday. This is becoming a theme at this time of year. It's actually been a really nice October until the last week or so. Almost like an extension of September. Warm, sunny. Very nice. But here we are. So let's get on with it. Silver. Now, I've been getting long since these lows here. So I've made a few £100 so far on the way up and rebuilt my account. A decent amount. I mean, this 2 weeks of chop here, you know, I took some profits probably near the lows. Had to get long again. Did. Took some. Long again. Took some. So all my longs now that I've got are from about 24.15. All the original ones I had down here, I closed out because I just thought, you know, I've seen trades go into profit like that before, represent a very substantial percentage gain on my account, and I've thought, well, I'll hold it for a swing, and it's just, you know, I've lost what could have been a significant amount as a percentage of my account in terms of gains. So I have been closing out on the way up and reopening. Thankfully, this uptrend has meant that when I've been reopening on lows, on support, it's rapidly gone back up again, and the profit trend has resumed. You can see on the daily, we came into all this key support. I showed how we were back into the price volume trends area for back down here for $17, $18, but we were at $19, $20, or $20, $21 rather. We had the inverted head and shoulders, and we've had the breakup. So we've taken out this level here, coincides with this low here, this congestion stop here, this deviation here, and these wick tops here, and the move down. We've seen the bounce here, where I'm long again on the 61.8% long-term weekly fib channel. So what we want to see really is no more than a small dip into this level if it must go again. Possibly a move down to 23.74 on this diagonal support here, this channel support here, which is a duplicate of this low to this high, this low to this high. These are duplicate lines, this one and this one. And then resuming uptrend nice and rapidly, really. Or perhaps even, you know, this was the Friday sell-off. People bought again, getting in as they could, just like I did, and we're going to go straight off to the races. It's possible we have a more substantial pullback. Like anything, you know, we could come down, we could take out this low here, $2,300, $23. Worst case scenario, I think. I don't think we're going to take out this low. But I would say that was a fairly minuscule probability from what we've been seeing. Not impossible. I think that's the lower probability. I think this channel breakout, you know, there's a good number of signs pointing to this being a more determined start to an uptrend than anything else. Sentiment doesn't seem crazy. Doesn't seem to have flipped, especially to a bullish extreme. As far as I can tell, anyway. So go down. 15-minute. I bought. Yeah, maybe I didn't get not the daily lows, but there was the big sell-off from these highs into the resistance. And I tried getting long slowly and gradually, and then more heavily under here, so I'm long basically from down here. So I'm slightly up, but ideally we go up from here. If we have a look at the weekly, it's got that kind of look to it. And you can see here the close to 2300. This alternate long-term fib channel, more like 2316. And then again, one last one. If this is going to be head, left shoulder, right shoulder, it could come down to 22, I suppose, 2212. We'll see. But again, bias is long, bias is long, bias is long. Keep telling myself that. S&P 500. What a beast. And first of all, this uptrend. Nasty pullbacks though. You could have got in anywhere here, got wrecked. You could have got in anywhere here, got wrecked. You could have got in anywhere here, got wrecked if you'd not taken profits. The only place to safely, and you can't know that ahead of time, keep your stops was, or get in again, was at these extreme lows. Again, inverted head and shoulder type thing, blast off. Price volume trend, potentially negative like divergent, but this can just mean it's easy for price to move up. There was more volume putting it down than in the rebound up again. There's less volume on the rebound, but maybe that's because it's just easier to move it. This is not necessarily a negative thing. On an ease of movement indicator, this would be going off like a rocket because it's taken less volume to push, at least as far as I understand it. But we've come into just wicked those highs at 45.53. Is it a good time to get long? Well, trend is long, momentum is long, price volume trend is long. The new highs, you could get, you could buy in this, have bought in this pocket, I suppose, on the assumption that we won't take out this low. If you think it's still a good time to buy, I don't know. We could throw a trend line on, say, well, if it breaks that trend line, we'll buy. Again, I'm doing this before I've looked the breadth and internals, so I'm doing it backwards as I always do. Euro. Now, you can't tell me that doesn't look good. Markets do what they want. It can still fail. It can still, dump, but it looks good. Look at this rising long term, going all the way back to June. Positive divergence, bullish divergence on the ease of movement histogram. Look at this at the lows here. The wedging, breakout, back test of this support. This looks ready to go, and if this goes, silver will go, gold will go, the euro will go, GBP USD will go, everything which is anti-dollar will go. Slightly different look on the pound. It's already gone, kind of. It looks less strong. It looks less good. Unless that's the back test and we're going like that. So I suppose, yeah, under that wick into this sort of base, maybe that'd be a buying area. That would be an interesting level. Potentially. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not too bothered about the pound. Yeah. The FTSE. Resistance, 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 consolidating very high under resistance. Looks like a flag. Looks like it's ready to go, in my view. The dollar. The reverse image of the euro. We've back tested from the underside. If the euro is going to go up, we would expect this to go down. Never say never. We could have an earth-shattering move up back through. We could move into this area here. Ideally, the dollar just dies. Uranium. This was a support level. Divergent highs, but we're sort of bobbing around in here now. Again, the time. Where was the time to get in? It was where I said it was. It was here. I'm still obsessed about that. Bonds. Now this box has been moving down because first, remember, there was the triangle. We came into it. We popped. That level was exhausted. Well, where's the next level? It's here. We came into it. It popped. Well, where was the next level then? Well, it's clearly down here. We've come into it. We're probably going to pop. Especially as we're seeing positive divergences. And also, this is not quite a positive divergence, but on price volume trend you can see, with this much lower in price, we've barely gone lower in price volume trend. This one was actually higher. I suppose you could say that was I forgot what it's called now. Negative reversal. Negative reversal. But yeah. So we may get a bounce in bonds. Because if we don't, then it's pretty looming. It's pretty looming all the way down into, well, under here. And then down to here. You know, you'll hear the enormous sucking sound of it being sucked down, I suppose. My bias would be long, which also fits in with things being good for metals. High yield, not making new highs with the S&P. We've got a great little pop on the return to this level here. You can see the green or the orange. You can see the great little pop there. So either this is a 1-2 or we're coming down deeper. The S&P needs a rest, we might come down deeper. Semiconductors. Looks worse than the S&P 500. With this wick, this selling wick here in this supply zone, I suppose. I'd be wary. I might be biased to sell. Real estate. Similar look. Less of a wick. Trend is green. You know? Are we buying pullbacks? I'm not sure. Well, I think that's just about everything I need to look at. Does the dollar yen tell us anything? It's coming to these pretty sweet highs and tanks. Hopefully this will help take down the dollar. So yeah, good times. Good times. Good times for me anyway, in silver, for once. For a change. So, let's leave it on a good note.